I did a job. I was upstairs. There was 2 dogs. When I got there, barking, whatever. Settled down when I started working. I thought, it's really quiet. Went down. Both the dogs had gone. So I looked in the back garden. There's a little hole in the fence. I'm thinking the dogs have escaped. I'm out the back, running up and down, trying to ring the woman. She's not answering her phone. Eventually, she get through to her. The dogs are gone. I don't know how it's happened. I was upstairs working. I've come down to get something. The dogs are gone. She's like, okay, don't panic. The next door neighbour had come in, let himself in, took him for a walk, and not told me.
You're joking?
No.
I'd be so mad.
I'd be fuming.
Yeah, I'd be mortified.
One that sticks in my head is there was a builder that was doing an extension. It was a big extension, and he'd done it all in like push fit pipe. And I went round to quote it for the first fix and the second fix, and I didn't have time to get there to do the first fix, so he did it himself. And he'd done it all in push fit pipe, but he'd not put any of the inserts in, and everything was leaking. Oh. No, so because I only found out when I came to do the second fix, I took one of the cap ends off, and there wasn't an insert in it. And I asked him, and
what's inserts?
Yeah, he didn't have a clue. So all the heating and everything was done without any inserts in. And at the time it wasn't leaking, but you can guarantee.
Yeah,
obviously,
it would be eventually.
Yeah, so everything had to be ripped out, and that was just a costly mistake for a DIY.
I've got one story. It's happened recently. One of the guys that works for me, he started opening cupboards and taking biscuits out. Like genuinely, I'm not lying here. And
Yeah,
I've only learnt about this like last week.
Yeah, that's a don't.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you know, if a customer leaves it out, happy days, you know, you can get stuck in, but he's actually, So for me, that's a big don't.
Yeah.
That's a big don't. Imagine walking in like, right, I'm getting the bread bin open, start buttering up like loads of eye contact.
Is that all right?
What you got in there for me? You got anything? I don't know, like for me, you got to be professional, ain't you? I go in, even, you know, if you look at the state of the house, do you want me to take my shoes off?
Yeah.
You'd rather leave them on sometimes.
them white Adidas ones, you don't want to ruin it, man.
Yeah, you look like, you know, so you go in, there's loads of decent tones, but certainly wouldn't. Grab the biscuits in.
You imagine how annoyed you'd be if you got home after a hard day, put the kettle on, want to sit down, go get your Jaffa cakes out, and they're not there.
Yeah.
You'd be fuming, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Sort of know at what customer if you can ask or not. I'd still always ask, even if we use the kettle, do you mind if I just use your kettle for this? But if you sort of know whether you can ask or not, you can gauge by within 5 minutes of being in there, you know what your day's going to be like.
Would you ask for a brew?
No.
Because I would never, ever.
I know a couple of blokes that do.
I know people in the past that I've worked with that'll I'll ask for a brew, but I've always been taught.
Never in a million years.
Never ever ask for a brew.
Yeah, the only thing I'll ask is if I can use the loo.
Yeah. I've got someone say no to me last week.
Really?
Yeah. Come downstairs. It was an elderly lady as well. I thought I had to move everything for an airing cupboard to get to the boiler as well. She didn't move absolutely everything. She didn't move anything, but whatever. Come downstairs. I went, do you mind if I just use your toilet? And she went, well, no.
Really?
Like, okay, I'll hold it. It's like, literally just stood there, point blank.
Wow.
Well, no.
Well, this guy's come round, I've given him £170, and my kitchen sink is leaking big time every time we empty the bottle. I went round there, and like on the traps, the guy had put all the nuts on and then squashed the washers up into it, like wedged it in.
Yeah?
Yeah, on every joint.
On every single one.
On every joint.
What, like on
the outside?
Of the nut,
you know, like sort of like wedged it in there like that, and I was like, you just can't believe what you find. Like you just think that would have been harder to do. Like if I was doing that, I would have thought, I don't feel like this is the right way. Like,
something's telling me that that's
there's
not.
something that should be easier. Yeah, you find some absolute.
I often say that to myself when I'm doing something I don't know. I'm like, can't be this hard.
So I'm at this job quoting, and I opened the airing cupboard where the unvented cylinder was in, and there was just pipes. It was like spaghetti. Just nothing was clipped. It was just going everywhere. So I get my phone out, and I said to the guy, "I'm just filming this for my social media because people aren't going to believe how bad this is." And he'd done it himself. Yeah, which he took it well, but yeah, there's always that danger. But I don't. It's not very professional to put another tradesman down.
I don't know, I like to speak my mind quite
Yeah,
a bit. If I've got something to say, my face normally says it all. If I see something,
like, what is that?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, sometimes don't really think before I speak.